Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday, September 2nd of the 22nd year in Ordinary Time of our liturgical year. One of my favorite parts of Facebook is connecting with former students. I started teaching in 1992 and taught for about 15 years, and it is amazing for me to see how their lives have developed. Going through college, starting their careers, getting married, having kids, experiencing all the ups and downs of life. It's marvelous to remember them as once being so young and now living their adult lives. Every once in a while, I receive a note from them and also sometimes a photo of me with them from many years ago, and with a heartfelt note expressing how I made a difference in their life. It is both very wonderful and humbling to receive those kinds of notes. And I receive them knowing that if I did any good at all in their lives, it was God working through me. God deserves the credit for that. So I thought about that as I read some of the lines from today's first reading from the book of Corinthians. St. Paul says, "I planted, Apollos watered, but God caused the growth. Therefore, neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who causes the growth. Those who plant, those who water are one, and each will receive wages in proportion to their labor. For we are God's co-workers. You are God's field, God's building." We are God's co-workers. I really love that idea, working with God, to bring about a world that is more just, more life-giving for all people. And there's something comforting knowing that it doesn't all rest on me. There's a part that I do. I offer my gifts and my time, but I won't necessarily know what the outcome will be. God works with us and through us, and what I need to be is faithful and dedicated and committed. And it also requires, though, a lot of trust. Trust that the seeds I try to sow today will bring about a better future for others, even if it's a future I might not see. It's about making a commitment to keep sowing those seeds anyway. I want to share this quote with you. "The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit." The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. I don't know about you, but as we find ourselves walking a path of great uncertainty these days, I can sense feeling overwhelmed at times. What will happen with this pandemic? How will healing come to our country? When will all people know a life that has the basic needs of food and home, safety and dignity and justice? Admittedly, there have been times where I have become quite down and anxious these days. But I do find today's reading helpful because I think it reminds us that we are not in charge of the bigger picture. We don't have that kind of vision. God does, but we don't. As co-workers with God, we need to keep focused on today and what we can do to sow seeds of hope in our corner of the world. and to continue to be faithful to that each and every day. To be faithful to it in our families, at work, our neighborhoods, within our parish, in the choices we make. What do we watch? What do we read? How do we spend our time? Do others find in us, in me, in you, a place where seeds of goodness, of kindness, of peace are being sown? You know, it might sound pie in the sky, but I think it's really important. When someone encounters us, what do they experience? What glimpse of God do they experience in us? There's a prayer / reflection that many of you have probably heard, and I want to share it with you as part of our closing prayer. It's called Prophets of a Future Not Our Own, and it's often attributed to Bishop Oscar Romero, but it's actually an excerpt from a homily written by then Father Ken Utner for Cardinal Dearden for a Mass in 1979. So, Prophets of a Future Not Our Own. It helps now and then to step back and take a long view. The kingdom is not only beyond our efforts, it is even beyond our vision. We accomplish in our lifetime only a tiny fraction of the magnificent enterprise that is God's work. Nothing we do is complete, which is a way of saying that the kingdom always lies beyond us. No statement says all that could be said. No prayer fully expresses our faith. No confession brings perfection. No pastoral visit brings wholeness. No program accomplishes the church's mission. No set of goals and objectives include everything. That is what we are about. We plant the seeds that one day will grow. We water seeds already planted, knowing that they hold future promise. We lay foundations that will need further development. We provide yeast that produces far beyond our capabilities. We cannot do everything, and there's a sense of liberation in realizing that. This enables us to do something, and to do it very well. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for the Lord's grace to enter and do the rest. We may never see the end results, but that is the difference between the master builder and the worker. We are workers, not master builders. Ministers, not messiahs. We are prophets of a future, not our own. Amen. Continue to pray for you and those you love, and that you are safe and healthy. And until we see one another again, I wish you peace and hope.